Today we're bringing you back to Connecticut to visit interior designer Lee Ann Thornton in her charming cottage, now dressed in its full Christmas splendor.
It's like a Little Women Christmas. That's probably the inspiration for especially this year. It's probably always there, but this year it just seemed to really take hold.
Lee Ann has wrapped each room in tradition, warmth, and her signature holiday red, creating a home that feels both deeply personal and undeniably magical.
I've always had these white sofas for many, many years, 20-something years. So when the holidays come around, adding red looks incredible.
In the kitchen, she invites us into one of her favorite family rituals, baking their beloved holiday cookies, complete with her tried and true tips for making the season shine.
Especially at Christmas time, it's the cookies and the scent, and those are the memories, and that's what creates, you open up the door to someone's home and you know that it's the holidays. You can smell that there's been love in the kitchen, and just they've taken the time to remember every year. You bring out those things that make people happy.
To watch Lee Ann's home tour ad-free, scan the QR code on screen or visit homeworthyplus.com for access to all of our latest episodes ad-free and to receive other exclusive membership perks.
Hi, Homeworthy. I'm Lee Ann. Welcome back to our home. I'd love to show you around for the holidays. Come on in.
This Christmas, Homeworthy invites you into a season of wonder. Over the next 25 days, we're stepping into homes that sparkle with holiday cheer, where garlands tumble from mantels, ornaments hang like tiny treasures, and every corner comes alive with joy, merriment, and the spirit of the season.
And I don't know how many ornaments are on the tree. Last year I got 1,400 on, and they were made all over the world. There were ones made in America, Poland, Italy, Japan, just a wide variety, and I love them all.
We'll visit homes where traditions are cherished, where beauty is made by hand, and where rituals become memories that last a lifetime.
We make about 400 of these rolls every year, and on Christmas Eve, our family delivers them to certain families within the area, and our kids get to participate in choosing who gets them.
From quiet moments by the fire to happy gatherings around the table, we're celebrating the way the holidays transform our spaces and fill them with magic.
We do quite a dressy table because it's Christmas and it's a party and you want it to feel special, but you also, it's nice to make the table a little bit kind of imperfect, a little bit higgledy-piggledy. I want people to feel at a party in my home as if they're kind of wearing a ball gown but going barefoot. You know, it's that kind of high-low moment, the kind of specialness, but also the coziness of being really comfortable.
So pour something warm, settle in, and join us for Homeworthy's 25 Days of Christmas, a season-long celebration of holiday magic. You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
Hello, I'm Lee Ann Thornton. Welcome back, Homeworthy, and happy holidays. I love having you back in my house. Last time you were here, it was summer and everything was a little bit more breezy and light, and now we're super into the holidays. We are a design firm based in Fairfield County, Greenwich, Connecticut, Rowayton, and we also have offices in Charleston. Our Allie, who was here before, my partner, Counterpoint, is about to have a baby, so she's not here today. But I want to show you around our home near the water. Holidays in my head and my love for them immediately goes to what I want to influence for my children. What I've always wanted to have them know the magic, feel the magic. You know, there's that saying behind every great holiday is a mother working herself to the bone. But it's really more magical for me, and having the holidays feel, when my children walk in the door, it's tradition, it's everything that they've been used to, And it's pure magic. And now having grandchildren, I get to complete that. I get to continue all of that. And that's very, very special. The holidays for everyone, I understand. They have their own version. Red is my color. Red is a color I don't normally work with in my interiors. A splash here, a splash there. Years and years ago, I decided I wanted an all red tree. All red everything. We were living in Los Angeles and I wanted something very Vermont. It has stayed true. Every red bow, red decor, it's so cheery and crisp. And my house is very white and seaside. So the combination of the white and the red feels very, again, very magical and seasonal. So red has been the significant color throughout the house. In the living room, with this beautiful, fresh, clean palette that I keep all year long. Being a coastal house, it's got the white shiplap, and I've added the blue and white. I've always had these white sofas for many, many years, 20-something years, with items like ebony and cane and rattan. So when the holidays come around, adding red looks incredible. And there's already been red influences. These lampshades that I've had for a long time with an old hollyhock pattern that they don't make anymore, but it's beautiful in teals and reds. And then adding in my beautiful gingham pillows, which honestly I would have all year long. But this past summer, when I was in Los Angeles with my youngest daughter, we found these gorgeous vintage quilts. King size, 2 of them, and I immediately knew I was going to recover a pair of my oldest club chairs. These are Rose Tarlow club chairs, 30 years old. They've had a few different lives. This one's permanent. I love them so much. I can't believe how the pattern looks. And I knew when I bought them, this would be Christmas in this room. They feel old, but they're just so fresh and happy. And I really think they give everything else in the room, the blue and white that I collect, like a really pretty life. When I add in my wreaths, I always put the lights on, and that's when I bring in more decor. The rattan bells, the gingham ties that blend in with the pillows on the sofas. So it all just keeps, blending in together. And then that leads us to the tree, which has beautiful memories for all of us. I've been collecting everything here for close to 40 years. And I think I started most of my collections. I had a sister living in London, and she took me to Harrods for my first time. And you can imagine the scene at Christmas. And I just started buying beautiful decor, and that one's from London, and this little purse, and there's a beautiful phone booth, and that really started how traditional my tree was going to be, and all the beautiful balls on the tree. So then I just kept collecting in the same vein, and obviously with my children, I wanted it to feel very much their tree, so I let them bring in all of the things that they loved, and of course we have the little baby faces and the things that the kids have made over the years. But I try and keep it red and white as best that I can. And I'll add all of my berries. I'll keep these on hand. So when I need just like a little extra, we can just pop these right in here and they look great. I like these. These are great to keep around. When we need to fill a hole, it's just like that extra little pop. And then what I really love, I love doing the snowflakes. And that's something I do at the end. I always pop the snowflakes at the end. And you just place them all over, and it adds that last little touch. And honestly, from Michael's to Target to Amazon, wherever you see things, just keep buying them. And then you'll have such a layered tree. Even the bar gets decorated. We'll bring in the ornaments and fill them in our beautiful crystal bowls, more candy canes, red bows on everything, crisp red bows, all of our beautiful monogram doilies, the gingerbread house that my family's had forever, and this sweet little thing means so much to everybody. The silver bells, and obviously enough candlelight to make it feel really wonderful. We'll probably have champagne on Christmas Eve. We love a mixed cocktail. If I've used my pomegranates right, I'll have pomegranate juice and vodka, a little simple syrup, maybe a little sprig of rosemary. But we keep it fairly simple. We'll load this whole thing up with all the fresh juices and everything that we need. And then we're able to just access this and use our special glasses, use all the beautiful things that you have. I keep them out all year long. So when it is just a fun time to entertain, all of your beautiful crystals right in front of you. Every year I'm inspired by something new. And of course, I want to implement it into what I already have. This year I really wanted to add more baskets, things that I've been collecting. And whether they're Nantucket baskets, all of this beautiful French bread basket, I wanted to include them with the stockings. I wanted to include them with all of the greens and these darling lampshades that I found in London, and the pretty scallop. They're so fun and festive. And bringing that all together makes the things that we've already had just work better. And then the red and the bows and the old Santa Claus. A funny story. This is the first stocking I ever purchased for my older daughter, and was so proud of it and bought all these beautiful stockings for my other daughters. And for some reason, it's like the elf on the shelf, they disappear. So we're constantly replacing these stockings. They feel heirloomy, so that makes me feel good. But this is the oldest stocking in the house. Also with the entry, keeping the wreath outside, and we always keep these bells. It just sounds so fun every time somebody comes in. And then just bringing in any decor that we have, you know, the old English family, the Dickens family, and the snowman, but just keeping our decor, a topiary, the hats that I keep at our little house. So I keep it all very in place, but I'll just add a little bit of a touch to the entry. When I think about decorating for Christmas, I am very inspired to work with things I love. Even if it's not holiday decor and it's maybe just accessories I have in the house. Maybe they're throws that I already own, pillows that I already own. And when I'm pulling it all together and I'm layering the holiday, the tree decor, the candles that I'll buy, I lean into all of it. So I think I am a maximalist when it comes to holiday decor, but in a way that feels like maybe it could have been here all year long. I like to call my kitchen the Christmas kitchen. It's so important to me to decorate every room in the house for Christmas. But the kitchen, every morning when you wake up and you turn the little lights on and the wreaths are in here, and it just inspires you to cook. Today I'm making chocolate peppermint crinkles. They are my family's very, very favorite cookie. They are so special. They're chocolate, powdered sugar, they crinkle. I sprinkle peppermint on top of it. They look beautiful on cookie trays, on cake plates, but they're delicious. So I'm gonna roll a few. I made the batter earlier, and it's an old recipe. I believe it's an old Williams-Sonoma Christmas recipe, and those are some of my favorite cookbooks, the originals. And then after they're done, we're rolling them in powdered sugar. I'm gonna bake them. I'm gonna sprinkle them with peppermint afterward, and I know my oldest daughter will be here first in line to eat at least half of these. Baking, cooking, huge parts of Christmas. My daughters and I, they all want different things, but we all love everything together, but they have certain things. My peppermint crinkles, there's a Mexican wedding cookie that one of my daughter loves. My youngest loves sugar cookies. We bake them all together. There's different times that we get together and we do baking. There's evenings that we all carve out a special night to sit around and I make fondue. That's a really fun memory for all of us. a beautiful recipe of fondue. And that's kind of like a night where we'll listen to beautiful French music and have fondue and a beautiful wine. And then there's planning the menu, and we'll do all of that together. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, very traditional. We usually keep it the same. Christmas Eve is usually lasagnas. My mom did lasagnas on Christmas Eve. So maybe the kids and I and my husband will go to Arthur Avenue, or we'll go to Italy in the city, and we'll gather up all of the yummy things for antipasta. And then Christmas Day is all about a beautiful tenderloin, potatoes au gratin, popovers this big. The kids love those. Cream spinach, very traditional, more English on Christmas Day. But those are all the things that we spend the month of December plotting and planning and getting together so we can create all of that. Holidays do just what we want them to do. When we're creating the recipes and cooking, especially at Christmas time, it's the cookies and the scent, and those are the memories, and that's what creates, you open up the door to someone's home and you know that it's the holidays. You can smell that there's been love in the kitchen, and just they've taken the time to remember every year. You bring out those things that make people happy. And that, besides a beautiful candle, which we all love our Christmas candles, cooking and baking, I think, is what brings all the sensory happiness to your home. Once I've rolled all of the chocolate together, then we put it in the powdered sugar and make sure they're really coated. You want tons of the powdered sugar because, of course, it's supposed to look like snow, but it's also delicious. And then after these bake, about 8 to 12 minutes, they're going to come out, and the crushed candy canes are going to get sprinkled on top. And when they're warm, the candy canes are just going to melt into the top of them. Perfection. The trick to holiday entertaining, cooking, baking, decorating, all of it, and being as stress-free as you can be, or at least appearing as stress-free as you can be, is doing it in stages. It's like the decoration. It's a slow journey. Cookies on a Saturday. Next week, you bake another batch of cookies. You freeze things. I think if Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are just the big show, then you're going to work really hard for a few days before then. But if you spread it out and make December the whole holiday, and a Sunday night is an event, Thursday night is a beautiful night with girlfriends over, then you're just sort of filtering through all of the things you want to get done. And by the time Christmas rolls around, you would have gotten all the things done that you wanted to. Okay, these are spaced perfectly. I'm going to pop these into the oven, 350, 8 to 10 minutes. I made them a little bigger, maybe 12 minutes. Baking, you always have to watch things. Once these come out, we're going to put the crushed peppermint on, and they're going to be fabulous. While the cookies are in, we've crushed the peppermints. We're now going to put them in the bowl, so it makes it easy. When the cookies come out on the rack, we'll just take the peppermint and we'll stick them on top of each one. I think another tip on how to keep things as stress-free as possible, I just made that beautiful batch of cookies. I'm not jumping into another batch of cookies. I'm going to just ponder through my kitchen, get some other things done, make some plans, make some lists, but the baking doesn't have to be over and over and over again in the same day. In a couple days, bake another batch of cookies. Freeze them. It will really help you time-wise. But in this kitchen, I keep everything around me that feels bountiful. I love getting these beautiful winter clementines, and obviously the season for apples and pomegranates are just so much fun. I'll cut these up. I'll make a beautiful pomegranate cocktail. I'll get the juice of them early. I'll keep the seeds. They're beautiful, like spooned into a glass of champagne. These pears, I'll do an apple pear sauce, which is really good. And then there's a beautiful baked brie recipe that we'll do that has sliced pears that are caramelized in the oven with walnuts on top of a gorgeous baked brie. So that's why we keep all of this around. And then you'll squeeze all of these limes when you need to. Cocktails, salad dressings. That's the way to just make it beautiful, make it feel like you're in the holidays, but it's purposeful. When When I talk about my Christmas kitchen, forming a Christmas kitchen for me, jars of candy, red and green M&Ms, everything that just looks like the holidays. I love bringing in the fresh greens. And because I collect copper, I found these copper cookie cutter string lights. And we've just wrapped them around it all. We put them on a wreath, a little kitchen wreath, I call it. We did the little red and white gingham lampshades. And then it's Christmas in the morning with your coffee. It's Christmas at night. The lights are dimmed. You're watching TV. You come in here, have a cup of tea, and everything's just charming and warm against the wallpaper and the beautiful transferware plates. I think it looks so pretty. Even the dish towels and pot holders can feel holiday. I actually keep these out all year. There's something about just the crisp happiness of them that make me feel so good. And then I'll keep a beautiful dish towel drawer that really, it's like your first grab is something that's going to be fun and feels festive. And if you keep all of this in your house, it's so easy to entertain and put them out with a beautiful wicker tray and serve your beautiful Christmas gougere puffs. And it looks like you've been planning it forever, but it was all just right here. The cookies are done. House smells incredible. It's amazing what this does to the kitchen. So at this point, they're perfect. They're ready. I'm going to take the crushed peppermints, and we are going to try and get the ones that are crushed up the most. And then you just take the cookie, and now that's soft and pliable before they harden. And then sometimes I'll do a little of the peppermint dust on the top as well, so it looks like they even have more snow on them. And then you'll just continue to add the peppermint as you go. These will end up on the sideboard with other Christmas desserts, the coffee cake that we make every year, the other cookies that my daughters love. And these can be enjoyed when the kids come over on a Sunday before Christmas and we're all just figuring out our plans, or we're going to take a big walk. But these are also a big hit on Christmas Eve when the little kids are here, our grandchildren are here, and if I'm including maybe another cake, and that has dusted peppermint on top as well, it's amazing how some of the recipes end up looking like holiday decor. It's so fun to take these baked goods and put it on your favorite platter, and you know, something that's going to go with your table. And this is an old platter I purchased years ago. It's a cake plate, and I have a collection of cake plates. And this one I just thought was so beautiful with the roses on the side. So this is going to go perfectly with my tableware. Although I purchased this beautiful cake plate at a different time than my china, it just all goes together. It looks so beautiful. And then the cookies have that fun red. It feels whimsical, but still really beautiful and elegant. I think one of the things that people probably stress out more than they should is table setting. And again, I want my holidays to continue through December. So setting a table like this is not only great prep work for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, depending on how I want to use it, but this could also be for the fondue dinner that I want to have with my kids or when my girlfriends come over. So I will start setting tables and do variations of the same thing, grounding it by my favorite tablecloth, something new. And that's another thing. Bring in new pieces. Bring into your collection. This is a brand new tablecloth I got that went so beautifully with everything else I own. And the new candlesticks, things like that, these new lights. So I incorporated a handful of new pieces this year to coordinate with all of my existing decor, which all makes me so happy. And the interesting thing about doing that is that every year, even though it's your same possessions, it is fresh and new. and I'm so inspired by it. I walked down this morning and I'm like, I love this table. This year, the table was inspired. Obviously, it's all red. Company Store did a collaboration with Heather Taylor Home, and these placemats were really the beginning of this table. I added in a beautiful new tablecloth from Cezanne, and then I incorporated the wicker bells, which I think are so charming, and tied on all of the beautiful red ribbon. I added these incredible, they just look Gustavian, I'm not even sure. They're just so beautiful. These candlesticks from Terrain. And then honestly, as great ideas do come to me in the middle of the night, it's like, I need lamps on my table. As we can see, I love lighting and shades. It felt just old world and sort of like the Carlisle Hotel, Bemmerman's Bar. I wanted something softly lit, but the baby blue linen just pulled all of this red and white together. And then anchoring it with a big bowl of these beautiful apples in all of the white ironware. It's crisp, it's festive, it's warm, and I love putting pillows on host and hostess chairs. I think it just makes everything feel very inviting. And then I get to use my favorite china, this beautiful camellia, and it's just got beautiful flowers. It looks like winter. It truly does. It all just looks like winter. And I think it's made a really beautiful table. And I'll go high and low for depending on what we're going to do. This might be for one night. I might incorporate heavier items, maybe more serveware, but this was a really wonderfully inspired table. Also, the other way of bringing in the decor for the house, obviously the Christmas wreaths, traditional, but I love adding just all the little berries. I'll find these at the bottom of bins from all of the holiday decor. I add on these beautiful ribbons from Heather Taylor Home. She has the most beautiful Christmas decor ever. And tying the red ribbons around the topiaries gives such a little sparkle. And the lit wreaths at night, I think, just make it so charming. I'll incorporate tons of paper whites because it just feels like Christmas. And I have these everywhere in the house. And it's so sweet because they just started to pop. And then all of this just softens it all. And there's something about it, it's like a Little Women Christmas. That's probably the inspiration for especially this year. It's probably always there, but this year it just seemed to really take hold. And the little red and white candles with all of the little red design down there, it's just little pops. Everything's subtle. It's just subtle, but then it all comes together. More decor ideas. I was up late one night on Etsy trying to get a little bit more of this Little Women Christmas that I love so much. And I bought this lace trim in a big bolt, and then we just measured it out and we cut it out, and whether it feels like snow or it just feels charming, I think it really adds something to Christmas. And then I incorporate the Christmas angels that have been they've been around forever. Probably my early 20s was my first Christmas decoration I purchased. And we keep a big bowl of the bells and the ties and more of the paper whites. And I think then your existing furniture all takes on a holiday appearance just by adding these little touches. The beginnings of interior design for me started, I feel like I've been doing it forever. It's one of those things that before it was a profession for me, it was a constant activity, whether it was making my own pillows when I was a young girl and constantly being aware of my surroundings. And I think when you have a family and you're doing your own home, it's your first time to really explore your creativity. And I took it a little further and I got a part-time job in a beautiful children's furniture store in Los Angeles. They were known for the decor in Father of the Bride 2, the baby suite. And that was a great place to start. And I really started as a merchandiser, and I would just make vignettes throughout the store. And then I just started doing clients' babies' rooms. I moved to Connecticut with my family when my kids were young. And it was one of those things, can you help me? Can you help me do my baby's room? Oh, can you help me with my house? And I had to decide, do I want a career in this? And I really did. I was very, very happy to start an interior design career and very grateful. And years later, when my middle daughter was old enough and she was showing that she was very into it, she started working for me, and she'd work summers. And I'm trying to think how many years ago she came on full time, and now she's a partner. And we really have a beautiful, wonderful firm that we're so proud of. Bringing holiday decor upstairs is so important. Again, with all the inspiration in life, and a lot of it comes from movies. Who doesn't remember Home Alone, where the parents' bedroom was decorated? And I'll never forget it. The wreath above the bed, everything was so charming and happy. Every room, nothing feels too precious. So bringing in a gorgeous wreath and a little bit of rattan on the top of it. When you were here last, it was summer, and we had all the light blues and precious little florals, and it's a beautiful, beautiful bed for summer. What we did was we turned it into our winter bed by adding all of the green and white check, keeping the lace, making it feel very festive, all these beautiful little woodsy flowers, and all the scallops brought in by all of the beautiful draperies that's very crisp and clean, and the paper whites. And I think hanging this wreath above the bed with the little winter berries just feels so calming and fresh. The guest room got love too, lots of Christmas love. And we brought in, this is all new bedding that we got this year. This quilt is so much fun, and all the flowers, and blue doesn't necessarily sound like it would be a Christmas color, but it's just so fun when you pop it with a Christmas red. Old pillows from I don't even know how long, mixed with lace, mixed with this beautiful little flower. A lot of this is from company store. A lot of this is just old linens of mine, flea market linens, and bringing in all of our samplers that we have been collecting. These are from Nantucket. And how fun is that at the holidays? The red, white, and blue. It blends perfectly. We have another one over here, and this one is so sweet with the little houses, and it just feels like a little town in Massachusetts. It's just precious. So this is a great room. Our kids tend to fight over it. Our grandson thinks it's his, which is funny, but it's just that room that you don't want to leave. There's a big feather bed on here. It feels like something in a big country inn. So we love this room, and so do our guests. I'm most excited when the holidays start to creep up that I get to spend sort of a slow journey. It's like the best design project, bringing out all of the things that don't just bring happiness to myself, my family, bringing out all of the memories that we all share together, cooking, entertaining, the recipes that I've been cherishing forever. It's preparing for a month, maybe more, of time together, and time together surrounded by all of the things that we all love that make us feel very connected. Thank you, Homeworthy, for coming to the house today and having us show you around the holidays and how we decorate and prepare. It was wonderful to have you, and we can't wait to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.